Newcastle United is having a massive fight this summer, so from the breaking huge Alexander Isak exclusive, to Newcastle's secret striker weapons, to a recent medical being passed, to an update on Antonio Cordero's future, as per join us as we'll break it all down and discuss the latest Newcastle United transfer news.
Let's go!
So progress in Newcastle United's summer business has been frustratingly slow, with efforts to strengthen key positions in midfield, central defence, and attack yet to yield results. However, the goalkeeping situation has taken a significant step forward, with Aaron Ramsdale now on Tyneside and all but confirmed as the club's latest addition. A loan-to-buy agreement was reached with Southampton on Tuesday night, and the 27-year-old goalkeeper arrived the following afternoon to begin his medical. According to Fabrizio Romano, that process is now complete, with all formalities in place ahead of an official announcement expected. Ramsdale joins on a season-long loan deal, with reports suggesting Newcastle will pay a £4 million fee for the temporary switch. The agreement also includes an option to make the move permanent at the end of the 2025-26 season, effectively giving Ramsdale a year to prove himself worthy of a long-term role at St James's Park. The former Arsenal goalkeeper will be looking to revive his career after a turbulent spell, and the move presents a fresh opportunity to challenge Nick Pope for the number 1 shirt. With the 2026 World Cup on the horizon, Ramsdale will be motivated to stake his claim both at club and international level. Newcastle, meanwhile, pivoted to Ramsdale after missing out on their top target, James Trafford, who recently completed a switch to Manchester City. While other areas of the squad still require urgent attention, Ramsdale's arrival represents a step in the right direction and potentially the beginning of a busy August window on Tyneside. As we await his official announcement from the club, Newcastle United have confirmed that 18-year-old winger Antonio Cordero has completed a season-long loan move to Belgian side KVC Westerlo for the 2025-26 campaign. The move is part of the club's plan to provide senior experience to its most promising young players and follows Cordero's arrival from Malaga earlier this summer. The highly rated Spanish youth international joined Newcastle on a free transfer, a move seen as a significant coup for former sporting director Paul Mitchell. Cordero had been attracting attention from top European sides, with Ajax among the clubs previously linked with the winger. Despite interest from Spain, it's Belgium where the teenager will now look to take the next step in his development. Cordero featured regularly in La Liga 2 last season and heads into his loan spell hoping to build on that momentum. First-team minutes at Westerlo will be key to his progression, especially after the club's recent experiences with other developmental prospects like Garang Kuol and Miodrag Pibas, players whose loan spells in the Netherlands were marred by limited opportunities. The Belgian Pro League is often praised for its competitive nature and its focus on youth development, making it a sensible destination for a player of Cordero's potential. Newcastle will be hoping this move provides him with the platform to thrive and return stronger, better equipped for future involvement at St James's Park. Then, huge developments have emerged in the Alexander Isak transfer saga, with Liverpool making their first official move for the Swedish striker. According to The Athletic's David Ornstein, the Merseyside club have submitted a formal bid, their first since initial contact last month, but the offer has already been rejected by Newcastle United. While Ornstein didn't disclose a fee, multiple sources suggest it fell short of the club's £150 million valuation. Sky Sports' Keith Downie reports that Liverpool's opening offer was north of £100 million, but still considerably lower than what Newcastle are demanding. Fabrizio Romano went further, revealing that the offer included a £120 million base fee plus add-ons. Crucially, Newcastle's stance remains firm. No sale will be considered unless a replacement is secured first, and even then, only for a premium fee. Romano also claims Isak has expressed a desire to join Liverpool this summer, a wish that could become reality, but only if Liverpool return with a significantly improved offer and Newcastle land a top-level replacement. That remains a big if, with top target Benjamin Sesko believed to be leaning toward a move to Manchester United, despite Newcastle's efforts to convince the RB Leipzig star. The former Real Sociedad striker is using the Basque club's facilities with his staff when they are empty for his recovery. Interestingly, if Isak were to leave Newcastle, his former club would receive 10% of every euro above a €70 million or £60.5 million transfer fee. Meanwhile, Newcastle are exploring the idea of inserting a release clause into a proposed new contract for Isak, allowing him to leave in 2026. though it's understood the striker's preference is still to move this summer. The situation echoes last summer's saga involving Anthony Gordon, who was nearly sold to Liverpool under the constraints of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Gordon, speaking in an interview with the Daily Mail, admitted the experience took a toll on him mentally, and he now empathizes with what Isak is going through. Speaking in a brutally honest interview with the Daily Mail, Gordon admitted he feels sorry for Isak. "With PSR, I thought I was going to leave at some point in the window," he said. "It didn't happen. I had to get my head around that to begin with, and then to get my head around it again was hard. I'm a human being. It's really difficult. That is why I understand what Alex is going through. I feel for him. He will be going through a lot. The club is going through a lot. I hope everyone gets what they want in the end." Gordon's comments come from a place of shared experience, given his own potential exit last year, and his emotional ties to Liverpool having grown up in the city. Despite the human side to the story, many Newcastle fans are growing increasingly frustrated with how this saga is playing out. The issue isn't necessarily Isak's desire to leave. That part is to some extent understandable, especially given ongoing concerns about the direction of the PIF-led project at Newcastle. The frustration lies in how publicly the process has unfolded, and how it appears to be led by player power and agent maneuvering. Isak's contract still has 3 years left to run, and Newcastle are under no pressure to sell. Their message remains clear. Any deal must be on their terms, not the players. If the club is to lose one of its crown jewels, it will be for a record fee, and only once a successor is secured. And yet, despite all the noise, there's a very real chance Isak could still feature in the upcoming Sela Cup next weekend. A surreal situation considering the circumstances. Gordon may sympathize with his teammate, and fans may understand the pull of a club like Liverpool, but Newcastle won't be strong-armed into a sale that doesn't serve their long-term ambitions. Then it seems Newcastle United's list of striker targets appears to be dwindling with each passing week, as rival clubs beat them to priority signings. With hopes of landing Benjamin Sesko now looking unlikely, attention has reportedly shifted to Fulham's Rodrigo Muniz. According to the Daily Mail, while no formal talks have taken place between the clubs, intermediaries have been involved in exploratory discussions regarding a potential move. A price tag of around £40 million has been floated, though Fulham are said to be holding out for closer to £50 million after rejecting an offer from Leeds United earlier in the window. At 24 years old, Muniz is seen as an ideal age profile for Newcastle's recruitment strategy, young enough to develop further, yet seasoned enough to step into a Premier League first team. Standing at 6'1", he combines strength, physicality, and pace, offering a blend of attributes as both a traditional target man and a forward capable of making incisive runs in behind defenses. His ability to link play and contribute both with and without the ball has earned him growing admiration, particularly after a breakout season at Craven Cottage. A graduate of Flamengo's academy in Brazil, Muniz has steadily climbed the European ranks and now looks like a viable option for clubs seeking an affordable but high-upside striker. Remarkably, reports from Salary Sport suggest that he currently earns just £10,000 a week at Fulham, a modest wage for a player performing consistently in the Premier League. That salary structure makes him an attractive financial proposition, especially when Newcastle are juggling their budget across multiple key areas, including a right winger, centre-back, and goalkeeper. Though Fulham are reluctant to let the Brazilian leave, the timing may work in Newcastle's favour. Muniz is entering the final year of his contract, which could give the Magpies some leverage in negotiations. It remains unclear whether Fulham have the option to extend the deal by a further year, but the uncertainty could open a window for Newcastle to strike a deal at a lower figure than previously suggested. Given their tightening list of options and the need for depth up front, especially with Alexander Isak's future still unresolved, Rodrigo Muniz may emerge as one of the most realistic and cost-effective striker targets left on the table. So as Eddie Howe and the club's recruitment team are keen to move swiftly and decisively, they're not looking for a short-term fix. They want a forward capable of leading the line for years to come. The profile is clear: a striker with proven Premier League pedigree, a physical presence to handle the demands of English football, and the technical finesse to carry the attacking burden that Isak would leave behind. One other name gaining serious traction is Jørgen Strand Larsen. According to the Daily Mail's Craig Hope, the Norwegian has emerged as a serious contender and is being viewed as something of a dark horse on Newcastle's shortlist. After a breakout season at Wolves, where he scored 14 goals in the Premier League, setting a new club record for goals in a debut season, Larsson has turned heads across the division, including at St James's Park. The 25-year-old was initially brought to Wolves on loan from Celta Vigo, before the deal was made permanent earlier this summer for a reported £23 million. Alan Shearer, speaking on Match of the Day, singled out Larsson for praise during a stretch when Wolves were without Matthias Cunha, describing him as a nuisance whose hold-up play, control and link-up work transformed the team's attack. Standing at 1.93 meters, Larsson brings the frame of a classic number 9 but combines it with intelligent movement, strong aerial ability, and an increasingly clinical touch in front of goal. On the surface, the more high-profile option remains Benjamin Sesko of RB Leipzig. The 21-year-old Slovenian netted 21 times in all competitions last season, including 13 in the Bundesliga. He's long been admired by Newcastle scouts and fits the age profile for the club's long-term vision. However, questions persist. Sesko is reportedly leaning towards a move to Manchester United, and there's also doubt about how quickly he'd adapt to the Premier League. Despite playing in a stronger side, Sesko's league goal tally, of 13, was actually surpassed by Strand Larsson's 14, who achieved it in a far less dominant Wolves team. Statistically, the difference is notable. Strand Larsson ranks in the 99th percentile for shot-on-target percentage 61.1%, and boasts an impressive non-penalty XG per shot of 0.19, therefore placing him in the 84th percentile. His efficiency and smart shot selection set him apart. Meanwhile, Sesko's non-penalty XG of 8.4 with 11 non-penalty goals represents solid conversion, but not a level that demands a £60 to £70 million outlay, especially when compared to a striker already thriving in England. Financially, Larsson's appeal becomes even clearer. Sesko is under contract until 2029, and Leipzig are expected to demand a premium fee. In contrast, Wolves might be open to discussions near the €25 million they paid, especially if Newcastle propose a structured deal. The move would also align with the club's current budget priorities, with significant funds likely to be reserved for strengthening other areas such as centre-back, goalkeeper, and right wing. While his name may not generate the same buzz as a marquee signing, Larsson's profile is well suited to Newcastle's system. His ability to bring wide players like Anthony Gordon and Anthony Elanga into play, along with his strength in aerial duels, gives Howe a reliable focal point around which to rebuild the attack. With Isak's departure appearing looking almost imminent,
as you rightly say there, we expect Liverpool to come back in with a second formal offer. They're preparing that formal offer as we speak. But Newcastle standing firm, rejecting the first one on those two reasons that I say. So this could be the biggest transfer of the summer. It would be a Premier League record if Liverpool were to get their man, but Newcastle rejecting that first approach from Liverpool this lunchtime as it falls well short of their valuation of the Swedish international.
Newcastle's striker succession plan is under the microscope. Sesko remains an exciting prospect with elite potential, but when it comes to Premier League readiness, proven productivity and value for money, Jørgen Strand Larsen might just be the smarter, safer bet. And then finally, could you please help our second channel to reach 1,000 subscribers by clicking the top link in the pinned comment or the icon on screen now to subscribe.